And I'm going to give you a week 4 overview. I have worked on grading case studies and discussion boards all afternoon, and so I see that there's been some miscommunications on some of them. So I'm going to give you a overview of what you're going to have to do this week, what it is, where you're going to find it, and hopefully this will clear up any misunderstanding. So let's start by looking at what is due this week. This week you're going to be looking at Chapter 7, which is talking about housing, whether you rent or whether you buy. Also here, right here is your YouTube video if you want a quick overview of what the chapter discusses. You also have the dreaded Chapter 8, which is home and auto insurance. And also there is your YouTube video for that. Your Connect to Work, you will have your Learn Smart for Chapter 7 and 8. You will have a quiz for Chapter 7 and 8. And you will have a financial application problem for 7 and 8. Look at the discussion board and let me go back over this. The discussion board for week 7 is housing. And this is where you will, this is the actual question. I've copied and pasted. After reading Chapter 7 and watching the video and renting versus buying a home, and after you graduate and find a full-time job, what do you see yourself doing and why? Buying a home or renting a home? Renting one. Now, if you are one of my older students that have already purchased a home, kind of go into what made you to buy a house and different things like that. Now here's where I want to get into some of the problems we're having. Make sure your original post is a minimum of 200 words and it must include a citation referenced in APA format. You lose 10 points for your word count, 10 points for a citation, and then if you are late posting it through Sunday, you lose 10 points for each day after or beginning Friday morning if you're late posting. Also remember, you must reply to 3 classmates, and that post must be more than "I like your post." Each post is to be 125 words. I do go back, I read those. I don't generally make comments on your post to someone else, but I check for your word count to be sure you've referenced the 125 words. You do lose 10 points for minimum word count. What I do is I generally take 5 for each one you don't make the 125 on. If you're, 1 or 2, 5 words or less or more, then I don't count off. If it's between 120 to 125, somewhere in that area, I don't count off. And also you lose 10 points for each post that you do not answer for the 3. So not for everybody in the class, but for 3 of them. So if you only reply to 2, you've already lost 10 points there. This seems to be the biggest issue that I'm seeing, with about half of the class is doing one case study and half is doing another. At the very beginning, I posted an incorrect case study. I do change these every semester so that you're not tempted to copy somebody that might have had the class last semester. So I change them, and I posted the one from 2 semesters ago because we did go to a new version of the book, 6th edition. So I posted a new one, and I know some of you probably printed off the first one, but I did send you an email telling you that I had posted the incorrect one and sent you the correct one. So make sure that you go into EagleWeb and you're going to find the weekly case study where it's broken down just like over here, the week, the chapter, the page number, and what questions you answer. Also, if you scroll on down in EagleWeb, I've actually copied the case studies and posted them. So for this week, you're doing real life personal finance. Why do we rent? Why do we rent? So why do we do insurance? And then right here are your answers. Now keep in mind, you're kind of missing this one also. Each question needs to be between, again, I'll take between 115 and 125 words, unless it is how much insurance do you need? Then you don't have to just ramble on and on and on. You can say, I need 70% of the value of my house, which would be whatever that is. So, so you want to make sure that you, if it's that type of a question, you can just give me an answer, and I do not count that wrong. But for instance, question number 1 is, why is it important for people who rent to have insurance? That question should be 125 words. The second one, does the building's owner property insurance ever cover the tenant's personal property? You can come up with your wordage in that one. So that is case study. Finally, this week you do have a midterm exam in Connect. Your midterm covers chapters 1 through 7. You will find them under the exam tab in Connect, so you have to activate that, and then you're going to see a midterm practice exam, and then the real thing, your midterm exam. It must be submitted by Tuesday, April the 9th at 11:55 p.m. There is a practice exam available, but it is not mandatory, and your midterm exam is timed. There is 50 questions, I believe. I'm not quite sure. And you have an hour and a half to complete those. They come directly from the quizzes that you have taken. So that is an overview of week 4. I hope this kind of gets you back on track so that there's no confusion as to what you're doing. Let me know if you have any questions, and hopefully this will be a great week for you. I know it's spring break for most people that have children. So take your laptop if you're going somewhere and do your work, and make sure that you have everything done by the due dates. Thank you.